Brand new G20 3 Series, 2-liter 4-cylinder, so 255 horsepower, which is not all that much. Gonna cheat it.
He got the jump on me.
Good start.
For as long as I can remember, the BMW 3 Series has been the benchmark for the modern automobile. It combines sportiness, luxury, and comfort in such a way that it's been on Car and Driver's top 10 best list, well, pretty much forever. Except, Tommy, now there's a problem. Did you know that this year, so far, BMW has sold just over 21,000 3 Series? At the same time, Tesla has sold over 66,000 of the Model 3s. In other words, outselling the BMW 3 Series 3-to-1 in a head-to-head competitive market. So, which of these two cars is better?
Well, today on the Fastlane Car, we're going to find out by doing 3 things. We're going to start with a drag race, because we have to. We're going to take them into the mountains, see how they handle on the road, and then most importantly, we're going to go through all the crazy features and all the cool tech to see which one makes sense in the 21st century.
The king is dead? Long live the king?
No.
Let's take him to the drag strip and find out. There you have it, guys. Is it factory fresh? I'll let Tommy answer that in a second, but let's go over what was damaged and what was repaired. Here we go. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's close. I remember when the one car that all of my friends, car guys and car gals, lusted after was the M3. And here we are, 2019, and now most of that lust, at least within a small community of Tesla lovers, has gone toward this car and not that car. Now, here we go. This should be easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Brand new G20 3 Series, 2-liter 4-cylinder, so 255 horsepower, which is not all that much. Gonna cheat it.
He got the jump on me, but here comes the Tesla.
Good start. Oh, I cheated on the start and he still came flying by.
I was not even paying attention and I still beat him.
I tried to cheat on the start.
I know, you got the jump on me.
Yep.
Didn't help.
It didn't matter.
Didn't matter, yeah. I didn't think it would.
Yeah, it launches pretty good though. When you spool up the turbo a little bit, it really takes off.
You know, for like a heartbeat there, I was worried, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
And then I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. A lot of you out there might be thinking, this is really not about drag racing, right? Model 3, while it may have instantaneous torque and it may kick some BMW butt in a straight line, it certainly won't do that when it comes to going around the track. And of course we are at a track, so why don't we take it around the track and find out which one of these two is better. And there's a good reason we're not going to take it around the track, and that is we're not race car drivers. But we are automotive journalists, so we will take it into the canyons of the Colorado mountains to figure out just how different these two are when the road gets twisty. Because let's face it, most of us aren't going to go on the track, but we will take it on a twisty road.
In the drag race, the 3 Series lost pretty badly, and that's not much of a surprise because this is the 330i, but it's not really what this car is about. The 3 Series has always been about handling prowess. It's been about carving canyons. It's been about being the most precise driving machine out there. And I'm happy to say that it is. Because I've driven that Tesla, when I'm not crashing the Tesla, I have driven it in the mountains, and it's pretty good. But it's also close to 4,000 pounds. And it's a little bit floaty, and the steering is a little bit vague. Not in the 330, because this is the 330 M Sport. And what that means is when I dial it up to sport here, everything kind of tightens up, the engine comes to life. You get a little bit of simulated exhaust note, but it actually takes off pretty decent, and it's just so much more precise than that Model 3. Everything feels so much more sorted. The all-wheel drive system is immediate. It'll let you have a little bit of fun with the rear end if you want. The whole thing is just a really great place to drive around in. Other things you'll notice, well, I think the ride's a little bit more sorted than the Model 3. It's a little bit on the stiff side, but you know, when you're out having fun, who cares? Because that's what this car is about.
Driving this car is a very different experience from driving the BMW. First and foremost, you're always aware of how much range you have. There just aren't a lot of superchargers yet, at least not as many as there are gas stations, so I'm always kind of looking down and seeing this little battery icon to make sure I've got enough range for what I need to do. And that's a little disconcerting, but at 300 and about 10 miles of range, it's enough to make it a useful daily driver. Now, driving it in the canyons is very different from the BMW. First and foremost, it's got a lot of regenerative braking. So you really very rarely ever touch the brake. If you want to slow down, you just let off the gas pedal and it slows down. Now you can change that so that it does roll a little bit more, but once you get used to this kind of one-footed driving, it becomes quite natural and quite fun, because every time I let off the gas, I'm basically regenerating power back into the battery, which extends my range. And electric cars, I can't stress this enough, are really all about range at this point. And so the more range you have, the less range anxiety, the better you feel. Now going around these turns, in a straight line, it's fast. Around a turn, it feels like Tesla engineers still have some work to do to kind of give it that button-down feeling that BMW just seems to have in its very DNA.
Now there is of course a faster 3 Series coming, and it should be coming this summer actually. It's the 340i, so that's got the twin-scroll turbo 3-liter straight 6. That's going to be more in line in terms of performance with the Model 3 dual motor. But that one's going to be even more expensive because its starting MSRP is 56 grand as it is. So the 3 Series is a brilliant car to drive, but it's gotten quite expensive.
Overall though, it's a fine car to drive. You know, there are different ways to put a smile on your face, and one of those ways, of course, is carving a canyon, but the other way is just kind of feeling good about the fact that you're running on nothing but electricity. So I love the fact that there's nothing coming out my tailpipe. I've gotten used to the fact that there's really no engine note, and this kind of open, airy, and really modern driving experience suits me. So yeah, it's not better, it's not worse than the BMW, it's just very different.
Design-wise, the BMW 3 Series for the G20 generation is pretty conservative, but it is a good-looking car. You've got the dual kidney grille up front, of course, you've got the traditional Hofmeister kink out back, and then you've got something that's kind of new to the 3 Series. For some reason, they've incorporated a shark fin into the headlights, but overall, yeah, it's a really good-looking car.
I wish that Tesla had incorporated a shark fin design into the Model 3. Instead, the biggest design cue of Tesla's language is right here. It's the fact that there is no grille because there is no engine. There are 2 motors, but no engine, giving, at least to my eye, the Model 3 a distinctive aquatic look. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It looks pretty much like a horny catfish.
Yeah, but sharks are way cooler than catfish.
Yeah, especially horny ones.
The 3 Series is joyfully simple to get into. Yes, BMW has an app, but the primary way to get into the car is with a good old-fashioned proximity key. Yeah, that's right, old-fashioned proximity key, but have it in your pocket, grab the door handle. Simple door handle, it's always there, it doesn't move because it's a door handle, it doesn't need to move. And then look, open the door, and it's got a frame around the top, so it's not delicate, which means when you're done driving, you can close the door and you don't have to worry about the window. Other thing that is nice is, well, it's got a roof ready for the apocalypse.
Hey, show me the shark fin. The real shark fin.
Oh yeah, I also have a shark fin. A lot of shark fin.
Who needs a silly key. Tesla has completely done away with that. All you need is your smartphone. Yeah, I'm sure the BMW has some sort of an app that allows you to work it as a key, but this is much better because the Tesla app does something that the BMW can only dream of. It can upgrade the Tesla software to actually make it faster. And once you have your phone, all you need to do is open the flush mounted handle because it's more aerodynamic. The window comes smoothly and gracefully down and you gracefully enter the vehicle where it automatically turns on the air conditioning and adjusts all the parameters to your specific body contour. How cool is that? Tesla also has this crazy cool double sunroof that spans the entire width of the roof. Of course, if you break it, you're not going to love it as much.
Stepping inside the 3 Series and you are greeted by a glorious set of seats that are uber adjustable. I've got a bottom cushion that can extend for some lower thigh support. I have all sorts of back and side adjustments, and one thing that Tesla doesn't have, check this out, an adjustable headrest. So not only does it go up and down, but it actually swivels in and out. What a concept. So I can get super comfortable. And then there's the steering wheel, which is the M Sport steering wheel. It's gloriously thick, and it also has buttons that don't move. They don't change what they do. So I've got my cruise control buttons, and they're always cruise control buttons. And I've got my voice recognition and volume, and they're always voice recognition and volume. Plus, I have a heated steering wheel.
Stepping into this all-American Tesla, because this is made in America, actually in California. Unlike that very German mobile over there, I sit in my very big American butt into very comfortable seats that are covered in not recycled but upcycled plastic bags gently extracted from the stomach of baby whales. Alright, I may be making that up, but one thing I can certainly say is that there's no leather in this car, and these seats are comfortable, and for being white, they're remarkably easy to clean up. And unlike the BMW, I have, well, a minimalist dream. I only have 2 buttons on my steering wheel, and they do a lot of different and actually pretty cool things, like, for instance, adjust the speed of the cruise control, adjust the volume of the radio, adjust the tilting and scope of my rear view mirrors. And you may think that having multi-use buttons on the steering wheel is confusing, but once you get used to it, it's remarkably straightforward. And I really have no other solid buttons except for maybe the ones that operate the windows. Everything else is controlled by this glorious and massive screen that becomes second nature, kind of like your iPhone or your Android once you get used to using it after, let's say, a couple days. And while I don't have a heated seat, I do have, check this out, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 different heated seats.
But I can't turn mine off from back here.
That doesn't matter. I don't want you to turn yours off or on. I control it because I am the driver, and that is the way it has been from the beginning of time.
So as everyone on the internet has pointed out for the last 3 months, I don't know how to back up, but that is actually okay in the 3 Series because the 3 Series has a very advanced set of backup cameras. So not only does my backup camera turn and angle depending on my direction, but I can even select my rear quarter view so I see the inevitable garage that I'm going to back into on both sides. Plus, there's also a backup assistant and automated parking. Now, what's funny is that Tesla has all these cameras, but the backup camera is far less sophisticated than the one in the BMW. Like, for example, why doesn't the Model S have a 360-degree camera? It's got all of them incorporated.
I'm almost positive that Tesla has more cameras than the BMW, but when I'm backing up, I only get to see out of the rear-facing camera. It's a good view, but it doesn't give me the 360-degree surround view that the BMW offers. However, I do have something even cooler, and that is Sentry mode. When I turn that on, the car automatically activates all the cameras around the car. So if somebody wants to key your car, or if you're involved in, let's say, a parking lot scuff, you will have video evidence of exactly who keyed it and who hit you. Why I can't get at all those cameras from the screen, I don't know, but maybe one day a software upgrade will allow that.
Let's check out the backseat legroom in the 3 Series. It's actually pretty good. all things considered. I am a little bit short of headroom. This is my driving position. I'm about 6'2" tall. The one thing you will notice though is because this is an old school dinosaur burning car, I've got a hump in the middle here for the drive shaft that sends power to the rear. This is all-wheel drive, of course, which means the middle seat is not all that brilliant. One thing that is brilliant over the Tesla though is, check this out, the 3 Series has USB-C plugs back here, not the standard USBs in the Model 3.
Let's check out the back seat of the Tesla together. Now, once again, sitting behind myself, I have just adequate headroom. I do have just adequate legroom, but unlike the dark BMW, this giant glass roof does give this car a very airy and open feeling. It can also be the white leather, also helps. Now I do have some pretty cool features. These little lights that I can just turn on with a push. I've got these little cute coat hangers that retract into the pillar, and of course I've got 2 USB ports. But unlike the BMW, I just have batteries beneath my feet and no drive shaft, so I can actually sit in the middle. Would I want to spend a lot of time back here? Hell no, but in a pinch, it works.
The trunk in the BMW 3 Series is, well, it's pretty basic. It's just a trunk that you'd find in a sedan. So let's do some quick measurements. So from the seat back to the entry point here, about 40 inches. That's my cargo room. And then let's talk about width. Uh-oh. Oh no. It's eating the tape measure. There we go. Let's talk about entry width here. At the max, it's about 40 inches. So, pretty decent sized trunk. Of course, the Model 3 looks like a hatchback because it's got that scalloped rear end, but it's also a sedan. So, let's go take a look at that one.
Opening a trunk with a key is so yesterday. I mean, you know. Yes, I want you to open it. There we go. Thank you. That's the way that you should open a trunk. Now let's measure the inside of the Tesla's trunk to see how it stacks up against the BMW. So depth-wise, oh, it's a little bit deeper, about 42 inches. And then width-wise, once again, about 42 inches. So I would say very similar to the BMW, but I've got something that the BMW could only dream of. And once again, I'm going to have to use my phone to show you guys. Well, I don't have to use my phone, but I want to because it's cool. So watch this. Yes. And since I don't have one of those, you know, big metal-y engine-y things, I actually have a lot more room for stuff in the front. I have a frunk, which is good for things like groceries and maybe, you know, your prodigy, your son, if they misbehave. Dang, don't tell Tommy, it's even got one of those like emergency escape open buttons if you're locked in here, and it's even lit up. So Tommy, what car is now the new king of the entry-level premium sedan segment? Let's just go through what we did. So drag race.
Tesla.
Mountain driving.
I'd say BMW.
Tech.
Probably Tesla.
Well, let's not go there.
Well.
But how about maintenance and cost of use? I mean, we haven't talked about the fact that that one is much cheaper to fill up than that one.
Yeah, okay, but what about when things break? I mean, compare BMW service centers to Teslas, and then what about like dinosaur stations? There's a lot more of those versus charging stations. I mean, you just go back and forth and back and forth.
You know, I was hoping you wouldn't go there, because why did we go there?
Yeah, I know, and you know, we kind of have to. We're still at like the entry point of electric cars into the mainstream. So for now, the king, in my opinion, is still the 3 Series, but what about you?
Well, all I can say is that recently the CEO of BMW stepped down, and the reason for it is because the Tesla is outselling the 3 Series 3-1. And so, you know, if you're looking at leaves to point the future, then it's certainly Tesla.
Well guys, let us know what you think in the comment below. What's the king of this segment? As always, I'm Tommy.
And I'm Roman saying thanks for watching, and check out tflcar.com for what, Tommy?
News, views, and real-world gas versus electric reviews.
See you guys next time. We really didn't even talk about that much, did we? Gas versus electric.
No, not really. Yeah.